And joining me now, live from Commerce, Texas, and the campus of Texas A&M-Commerce, head coach Joe Morales and Reese Fetty here to talk a little bit of Lion volleyball. Coach Reese, thank you so much for taking the time to be here today. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, thank you.
Doing well. Thank you for having us. Appreciate that.
Of course, it's a pleasure, and it's an exciting time of year. It's a fresh start for everyone. Everyone's level playing field, getting ready to go here in the Southland. And coach, first thing is to welcome you as a head coach, at least, to the head coaching ranks in the Southland. We know that you have swapped one shade of blue and yellow, blue and gold for another one, moving from McNeese over to Texas A&M Commerce. So first things first, how has that transition been, and how have you settled into life in commerce?
Well, it's been good. I mean, I got the privilege to work under Sasha, who's an amazing friend and amazing coach. Got to learn a lot from her as well. But being here in the transition has been great. Competing against them, knowing what they have here and have had here, and even the success they've had in Division II has been amazing to watch. And so, being a part of this transition into the second year in Division I is really exciting, and I'm looking forward to working with this program, with this administration, and with the kids, student athletes, and my staff as well for the season. So looking forward to it. Been good.
And obviously, you mentioned that transition, which from Division II to Division I, that's a big part of the story of Texas A&M Commerce right now. So, how exciting an opportunity is it for you to kind of put that stamp on this fresh start in Division I with this program? And was that really why this opportunity was one that you went after?
Well, I think it was twofolded. One, for that reason, because it was in the going to Division I, but I've also competed against them as a coach in the Division II in my former days at A&M Kingsville, and so I've known the program in its highest success. So coming into this year with the transition into the second year, I think there's a lot of known factors that I see and a lot of potential into that Division I category. I mean, this is a team that went into the Southland Conference tournament last year in their first year. So that's enough to be said just on that note. So I think those are the reasons, and looking forward to continue the potential there.
And Reese, you're a junior on this team. You've been a leader over the last couple of years, and obviously you yourself have gone through the transition from Division II to Division I, and we'll come to that in just a little bit here. But I want to ask you specifically with the transition of coaching staffs. That is an upheaval for a squad to go to. And how has Coach Morales settled in? We'll tell him not to listen to this bit, so you can be totally honest.
No, it's been awesome. We've really enjoyed having Coach Joe here and Coach Morgan, him bringing her in. They've been awesome and just teaching us a lot of new things. The transition from, having a new coach, everybody wants things done differently. So I think the transition has been really challenging at times, learning new skills and new things, but we've really enjoyed having them.
And you yourself, you're a local product. It's been explained to me that you're from just about 25 minutes away from Commerce there, just east of the DFW area. So was Texas A&M Commerce something that you were always looking towards, kind of growing up and through high school, as an opportunity to play at the next level?
Yes, so I have been going to the A&M Commerce camp since I was really, really little. So I've been to all of them, and I always look forward to them every summer. So I've been in contact, with the school and just all of the old, former players. I got to know them throughout the years, and also playing club really close by. Actually, some of the players coached me whenever I was in high school and junior high. So I built a relationship with them and just was able to get to know the university and the volleyball program really well growing up.
And let's talk about the transition that we alluded to just a second ago from Division II to Division I. And, obviously Commerce have had a lot of success at that D2 level and now trying to replicate that with a very successful first year in the Southland across the board. For you as a student athlete during the competition, were there noticeable differences between your Division II and the Division I? And what was that like for you as a player experiencing that transition?
I think for me personally, I just remember our very first game, just the size difference. Like we got in and the players are quicker, they're higher over the net. So really just working on figuring out ways to score with that big block in front of you and with that stellar defense behind you. I mean, the level of play goes up obviously from Division 2 to Division 1. So just finding ways to score, working harder, and yeah.
And Coach Reese alluded to it, and she mentioned Coach Morgan Williams, who also played in the Southland. What does she bring with her to your coaching staff that you bring in here to Texas A&M-Commerce?
Well, I think she brings a lot of experience just in the Southland alone. I mean, she has 2 conference championships and in Corpus Christi. And that experience, I think, would translate into the players. Plus, she's just been her personality in the gym is just amazing. She cares a lot about these athletes and wants the best. So having her as my right side person has been phenomenal to work with. And the kids are adapting to her really well. But I do think she brings, especially as a middle blocker and then on the net, has definitely have that experience in the Southland and at the higher stages too at the NCAA tournament. So we're looking, forward to, going through this season with her. And she's accepted a lot of responsibility in that coaching realm, and I'm excited for her to be here. And I'm glad that she was able to say yes to me.
And new coaching staff, new surroundings, but equally it's a new team at the end of the day, right? Every year in college athletics, it's a new team made up of new individuals, and no 2 years are ever the same. So I guess from coming from the outside to in, what were your perceptions of the squad you were inheriting at Commerce, and what are your feelings now, having worked with them for some time?
Well, they're eager to learn. So I knew they've had some of the experience going into the first year in Division 1 and the Southland Conference Championship tournament, but they're eager to learn. They're really ready to take it to the next level. I think they're pulling all together, working together hand in hand. The competition, we had our blue and gold scrimmage last night, and I thought the competition was really fierce on both sides of the net. So I think the excitement is there. I think the environment is there, and I think these kids are ready to push through a little bit. And we're going to have some adversity, as every team does, but I think their head is where it needs to be, and it's been a great preseason so far.
Awesome. You're obviously having to replace some talent that has graduated and moved on, especially looking at libero and setter positions. What kind of, I guess, challenges does that pose for you? And as you were recruiting the newcomers this summer, what are you looking for people that you want to bring into this roster at Commerce?
Well, yeah, we definitely lost Commerce in general. Lost, one of what I thought was one of the better players in the conference, Celestella, who's now playing for the Mexican national team. Moving forward, it's just the high IQ, that high competition level is what we're looking for, and good people around our gym and our culture. So those are the things that we're looking forward to. Being able to play at the highest level just with skill alone doesn't seem adequate without that IQ. And so them learning that and going forward with that will definitely help us grow as a team.
And Reese, coach mentioned the culture there, and you're trying to build a new culture with a new team and a new set of coaching staff. But yourself in one of those leadership roles within that squad, how do you go about welcoming in new players to campus and finding a way to bond quickly on the court?
Yeah, so we spend a lot of time together, especially so far this preseason. I mean, we have practices, obviously, and then we also have meals. So just making sure that everybody sticks around and is like talking, really getting to know each other. We've also all gone out for snow cones and just find things to do where we can get to really know each other and learn about each other. And I think just as the preseason goes on, we've already done, I feel like, a good job of like getting to know how each other play. So just continuing to learn more about each other and how we play next to each other. We're growing and really getting to know each other. So it's been good.
That's great. And, this is probably a question that should go to coach, but for you yourself, how does success represent itself for Texas A&M-Commerce this year? Obviously, you're still doing the transition. There's been a lot of upheaval with the new coaching staff, positive changes. But what would you consider success this year, both as an individual and as a team?
So I talked about this a little bit yesterday with our team bonding exercise, but for me personally, just being a consistent player on the court, that comes with, I'm an outside, so being somebody that can score points for us and not have too many errors. So keeping my hitting percentage good for our team in a way that's beneficial. And then for the team, I mean, obviously we're going for a conference championship. Like that's what we want. So I think just keeping that in our head throughout the whole season, throughout the preseason, throughout the practices. So just staying set on that goal and learning and growing in the way that Coach Joe and Coach Morgan are teaching us the different ways to pass, different ways to block, all of the different things. So I think just continuing to grow each and every day will get us to that goal.
And Coach, obviously you inherit the squad that you inherit, right? And you have leaders like Reese within that squad. But for you, how does their leadership help you as a head coach as you're trying to build through this first season? And what is the state of the leadership within your program?
Well, I think communication and relationships are important, and understanding. Once you understand that, then you can kind of figure out how to coach every individual. No one person is the same, and so coaching everyone the same way usually kind of is a recipe for a little bit of a disaster. So being able to coach people differently, and understanding where their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, how to grow, is kind of pretty important on my list. So we talk about that every time. We talk about challenges, we talk about adversity, we talk about communication, and trust, being able to have that. And you don't have it overnight. You don't have success overnight. And so although, as Reese alluded to, the conference championship is a main goal that all of us have, success for me is getting better every single day and improving every single day and getting them to play at the top and the highest level, as the days go by and the weeks go by. We all know the Southland Conference is, you get to play home and away, and so you do have a long time to get that. It's not a, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So we're taking it day by day and getting better each and every day.
And Coach, just lastly, on if you're trying to put your stamp on this program, as you're trying to put your stamp on this program, what would you tell someone who hasn't watched Commerce Volleyball before about what kind of style of play or what they're going to see when they come to see you guys when you're on the court?
Effort, lots and lots of effort. Being able to transition. We want to be known. We're still trying to find our identity right now, mixing our newcomers with our returners. But effort and trust is, at this point, I can honestly say, is something that we are moving forward towards right now.
And Reese, just lastly, we like to pull back the curtain a little bit and take our fans inside the locker room to get to know your teammates just a little bit better. So in terms of game day fits, who's the best dressed in the locker room? Who shows up stunting, looking good, ready to roll? And equally, whose clothes do you look at and go, I wouldn't wear that?
Oh goodness. Let's see. I'm gonna go with my roommate KB for the best dress. She's always ready, always has her hair done. She's looking good pre-game already. I don't know who has the worst. I don't know who has the worst day. I haven't seen. I'm gonna go with Deja. Actually, I feel like Deja can sometimes come in with some crazy fits. Now she gets ready for the game, but when she first walks in, I would say that I'm like, oh, sometimes.
We definitely practice individuality here, for sure. Individuality is something big for us. Absolutely.
Well, that's good. A good team's made up of good individuals, right? Yes. We're all working together for the same goal. So we'll hope you guys have the best of season possible. Coach and Reese, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. And we wish you all the best for the 2023 Southland volleyball season.
Thank you so much for having us. Really appreciate this.
Yes, thank you.